finally the game will start, my friends.
Combination of TSM versus
I don't know what happened, bro. It took forever.
Stalwart setup that SaD Esports can put together. Their offense in particular has been difficult to deal with for a lot of squads, but what can they do on the defensive side is the question. Good shock dart creates a little bit of extra space here in terms of Dip getting back deeper in towards the site. The second one also gets placed, but TSM have worked their way over towards the front side of the site. Pistol shots opening up for Sim, not going to work out. Good barrier mesh, good grab net, everything turning out for the SaD defense. Just need to find the last player on the site, and well, 7 is
good luck, bro.
Essentially one bullet worth of health, able to take one more with him, but that's that defense that SaD Esports wants to see. That little, remembering back to SaD playing this before, it's also figuring out where Darkest wants to play, because they've been very versatile in terms of setting up over towards C, also kind of putting a passive setup over towards A, and now all of a sudden with the opening shots coming to the middle of the map, it's a full focus over towards the B side. Shock darts are out, and you can try to be as shield heavy as you want, but the hit is in. Darkest able to trade out a couple, but TSM will win the site.
This is just pure classics. Winning duels, swarming the SaD defenders back site. So much pressure onto Ferbsa, couldn't deal with those overwhelming numbers with just a
Dip can win
not
this.
the best for that kind of engagement. Now Dip has to be the hero
On
the precipice of getting eco'd already. All classics.
Well, here we go. Dip, still a chance if he wants to put the reveal together. But 7 will get his out first. Kind of re-wins back the site just a touch. Counter out is not going to reveal anything, which honestly, no information is good information for here for Dip. He should know that this is going to be some sort of a deep post plant setup. The question is, did anyone sneak over towards tunnel side, or are they both stacked up over here on long? Opening shots decent, but not good enough. I mean, look at the litter of utility over towards
that, bro.
Now the problem is, early
eyes on C, man. These guys like to get first bloods.
Even if you would have just gotten a shoulder, he would have been trapped back there. So now everything has to
That was a nice shot.
Darkest setup. Offensive Hunter's Fury coming through. The dance with the devil not going to go well for Darkest. So a decent opening trade and a pause on this C-long hit will get the defense into sight. After Shock, gonna force Scar to have to make a tough decision, and as GMD picks up the op, it's just down to Ferbsa, who gets glass shattered and a broken kill, meaning that really this has just been clean action from TSM.
Timeout.
Everything resets though with only 18 seconds on the clock. TSM are going to make a gut check call, and they're running into all the sensors here for SaD. Maybe a chance here for the defense still to hold on. Just takes one crossing kill, which Dip is in perfect position for.
What is this game, man?
Right behind it, leaves it all down to a Proto who's not going to have time to
time. Even lost the gun, man.
Not get away from Scar.
Crazy game so far, man.
And with the operator out, this makes Skarn that much more deadly. Sim going to go to the high ground, just trying to find some sort of a connection with the knives. First shot's blocked. Oh, what a good shield coming through for Ferbsa. Allows Dip to still stay alive in the corner behind the barrier mesh. And this is where the defense becomes essentially unbreakable. No chance to push through there. The barrier mesh has blocked off any further entry, but the Proto in the back
Hey, Proto, man.
open up the site by himself. One more member to find over on the corner. Proto desperately trying to get the hat involved.
Didn't even see that.
But Skarn and Dip are trapped, and a Proto has just stolen the round back away.
Damn.
Trying to be a hero, just re-peeking into the same angle, but too many eyes on that. Coburn coming from long, but TSM way ahead of him. A dark cover. Placed down by GMD, trying to work his way through slowly, find a spam angle.
Oh, not gonna happen here. Coburn just completely overwhelmed.
Drawing attention, delaying. So he's got the all back in his hands. Opportunity straight away to get an opening, but it was just out of the
good
way.
shot.
Skarn, beautiful shot, and Ferbsa with a swing as well. The shield, the perfect counter to that operator pays off. Fast two-man advantage now for SaD.
Aldron's still going to get a little bit of space through sewers. Problem is, again, this barrier mesh. This is giving SaD so much information. They even have the Aldron still lingering of their own. Darkest, trying to find the right timing for this. We'll throw the grab net down first on one side, then isolate the other. And 7 has got a chance to fight this thing back to more manageable terms, and Wolf Points comes over and saves a life. 7 looked like he was completely out of the picture. And now all of a sudden it's a 2v2. Rolling Thunders at the ready if they want to try to pop this. Coburn and Skarn try to find the retake. Knives are out for Skarn here. But look at the reposition for Poise.
Enemy remaining.
He can pop this Rolling Thunder and clutch the round if he needs to. Otherwise, 7 may just do it.
7.
It's 4 in the round for 7.
Beautiful 4K from 7. Really consistent factor for this TSM team over the stage.
Wow. It just one of those maps you start to feel like anything is possible. And we're seeing it again. Isolated 1v1, but that's Ferbza with the Sheriff, and 7 just goes wide on the peak. Takes down the kill, so now an opportunity to get this thing back to 3v3, but SaD Esports putting some pressure over towards A long. Aldrone has to be forced for 7 early, and they don't necessarily see Darkest initially, but
And
it's only
another
a single
big
kill.
round?
Moments there where it looked like a second may have been in line.
I feel like I'm watching TDM. What the hell is happening in this round?
Man, I don't know, bro.
C with the spike for 30
They're just
minutes.
picking and picking
He's
over
been on
again.
the site longer than the tech pause we had, and was just too scared to plant because he didn't know where the hell anyone was. And neither do I. I didn't know where anyone was, and I was looking at the mini map. That was madness. And now we're in a 3-on-2 retake. GMD and Sim completely split up from each other.
Oh, the timing here in this isolation is going to be everything. Dip. He does see just the barrel of the operator, leaving GMD by himself. Teleports on the other side of the barrier mesh. Hold on a second. He may catch an angle, but no, SaD able to follow up decently.
A scrap and spawn. Bizarre situation. SaD come out on top.
Quick contact play over towards C long actually forces out the gravity vortex plus the barrier mesh. Hunter's Fury for the offense, trying to cut across the backside of the site as the barrier mesh is destroyed. Rolling Thunder now in. How does this isolation come to bear? Because you've got an absolutely perfect sensor in place with the graph deck, but TSM still come out on top of the kill.
Okay, that was nice.
In the blink of an eye. Just have to be off of what reactive utility can come out of Dip and Darkest.
Ferbza tucks into the corner. Shock darts for a little bit of delay. Here comes the flash, the fault line.
And the opening. But Ferbza gets the double tap off. That's enough for an opportunity.
Okay, that was good, Jim. Dip.
Dip has to come through.
That was nice, man. That was so nice. I love it. Oh, the timing.
Again, one more to grab.
A Proto, 1v2, Coburg with a judge.
And we'll get a 1v2 post plant.
Planted the spike.
Very winnable for him now.
Yeah.
Coburg only with the judge, but should be able to recover one of those downed rifles just outside of main. Proto concerned about the flank. Of course, Skarn did push down C deep very early. Here's the bolt now.
Yeah, for shots, decent, but not good enough to find the kill on the Skarn.
Ferbza?
Utility of the agent just has come up a
Talking
little
about
bit
Ferbza
empty.
now, bro.
There's a chance here.
Down mid.
Double tap's going to be regained.
Got the spike. Got
Plus,
first
the
blood.
Still being held with a little push up, and that's what you want to see.
Hey, man, this map is
in
attack
terms of
side,
what
bro.
Ferbza brings to the table on ISO is get aggressive, take a chance to find an isolated 1v1 in a weird spot. But now has to retreat back into the back of the C site, and I mean, we're just not pulling the trigger on anything. Not in the weapon, not in any of the utility, and GMD and TSM will find the plan on C.
Yeah, just fighting from an awkward angle. Exposed a little bit to the left while knowing that Sim was caught in that corner, stunned up by the sonic sensor.
Well, up and over, little opportunity here for SaD.
What? What are we aiming at, bro?
Messy knives, but the shock dart.
I feel like they're trailing this game by more, but it's actually neck and neck.
Yeah. Well, this side is the side that you need to see Ferbza finding value on the ISO, where he can just walk up with the double tap shield, and then just be, walking.
Oh, look at Skarn. That's nice, man. Good entry.
Was worried about the recon bolt in the back of the site. Skarn able to turn that into a second. That's a great shock dart thrown deeper in to make sure TSM's defense cannot get even close to challenging that barrier mesh.
7 on very low HP. Potential late backstab from Coburg, and have fun breaking a barrier mesh with your classics. Poise is about to run out of ammo
luck, man.
trying to break that.
Yo, this is actually too annoying, bro.
And the post plant setup is all 4
They're
players.
tier 2 when they
2 ghosts in play, a couple of the classics.
makes the deadlock
Sim would
look
have to hit
good,
some
bro.
heads right here.
The guys on VCT?
Doesn't quite come through. Second
Not that much.
opportunity, not going to work out. And no one can stick to try to get this thing close to even halfway. Coburg making sure that he could be in a spot to capitalize.
Clean round, man. 7-6.
Smokes are already in place for Astra as well. And the Aldrone will actually only see Guamon for now, but the Nebulas get placed, and that's enough for SaD Esports to commit forward. Although TSM still in position, trying to fight this one back. But the fault line comes out maybe a little bit too late. So that will be likely enough for at least SaD Esports to get their full focus on the site. Darkest also playing for the plant, and Dip has seen the only major contestant up top, although I say that, and all of a sudden you've got Sim working in and around the barrier match with 2 kills off the
Oh
Sheriff.
my
The 3rd on
God.
the way. All of these are one-tap headshots. Now a chance to get the Bulldog.
Oh, he thought he got the kill, man. 3 HP, bro. That is the way. 1v1.
And the first shots will land, but Coburg
Mano, what a roundabout scene, dude. He thought he got the kill, man. I hate when this happens.
Double tap surely to come as soon as they want to try to execute here, but the Annihilation is also going to be earned. So a lot of tools, lots of opportunity here for SaD Esports to try to pull out this defense quite literally. But first and foremost, it's the dash in. There's the Annihilation. Proto somehow catches an angle. Firmsud gets absolutely decimated. And TSM's defense still has a chance to fight this, but just as I say it, Poise gets caught. Another grab net placed, and that's enough for the plant to come through 3v2.
Perfect. Perfect placement with that grab net. Sim needs to be the hero again now. They were even anchoring the right site. Drops down off the paranoia.
One enemy remaining.
Darkest on the corner.
Darkest, man. Yo, this is looking good for SaD.
Timeout.
An orb away from getting the Hunter's Fury into this round, and he's going towards A long right now. We'll be trying to pick that up. In the meantime, though, SaD, they just continue this high pace. It's just fast towards C.
And a Proto is in trouble. The quick Garage take is also concealed into the Nebula. It's just 50-50 guessing. And it's, again, the respect that you have to play. When the contingency goes forward, you have to think it's all flooding behind it on the site. And that's kind of the cool thing about watching SaD Esports kind of find some versatility in this setup. But that told, Sim trying to work his way forward, but taken down by Skarn. Hunter's Fury really not clearing as much space as I'm sure TSM would have liked. But Skarn is in a little bit of trouble, or is he?
Oh
Finds 2 for the back.
Ah, man.
Corner is 7. 1v1.
Yo, but that was insane, man.
Yeah, I mean, you said it. What can they do? They're stacking a little bit more heavily towards C on that round.
That'll work.
Wrong round to do it. A is given up. At least right now, they're able to deal some damage to the barrier mesh before the spike's going down. But if this Annihilation captures someone, it's basically GG.
And you still have sensors down, still have grab at the ready. There's the Annihilation out. Doesn't pull anyone into play, so now it's just down to the grab net being put into position. Sim able to break the timing of it, doesn't win the gunfight, and then onto the heavens. 7 falls right into the waiting arms.
What can you do? What can you do about this?
It's broken. Wow.
Maybe points for SaD.
And once again, TSM are just not here to slow down this play, so it's going to be a 5v4 post point with 2 Bulldogs, 2 Guardians trying to battle back.
Very cool execute there with some of that set utility, the grab net lineup that hits for back default. Oh, some great damage too, actually. Wow, that trip. Immediate trade though from Skarn. It doesn't. It just doesn't.
Looking clean here for SaD, my friends. GG.
Doesn't matter.
Next map is Bind.
That was such a fast half. And they're just chilling.
They are just chilling.
This is a large some large tonal dissonance from what we saw from Dark Zero after their game with Corey and Weeded into these. TSM get onto their attacking side.
Interesting little stack up into the
Oh,
smoke.
Gem there?
Well, TSM are very fully prepared for it. Extra flashes.
Okay, looking good, TSM. Love it, chill, Dragon slow.
Opening antics from SaD Esports. Not
Spike
gonna
drop.
go as planned. And it's just down to Darkest and Ditch should have managed this 2v4. Spike is down very visibly outside the smoke. One little pop flash moment gives Darkest a chance at this, but gets caught topside box. Now down to just a single point worth of health, essentially. And a tough navigation of the 1v2 from here.
He's going all the way, man.
Would be able to one-tap Sim if he can find a headshot, but a Proto with the armor as well, that's going to be very difficult for Darkest to deal with on his lonesome. Due to those nice shots from GMT, who's really been the consistent component of TSM for me this year. Him and 7 have been very reliable. Sim has had those very high highs at times, but I'm looking at those two to be really the foundational elements of this team. Should be able to shut down Darkest here with ease, though.
Yeah, man, if they lose this, it's so bad.
This post plant into a tricky spot to where Sim is going to have to worry about long, he's going to have to worry about elbow, and he's going to have to worry about the defensive spawn here. So Darkest is giving himself a bit of a lifeline. Also keep in mind,
Man, he need that miracle here, not gonna lie.
Fight could work out here as well for him. He's going to hear Proto on the dash across. Hold on a second. Darkest may have a good look at this. Stim's going to stick it, and Proto will cover. So
SaD decided first, my
SaD
friends.
looking to stay active here.
Okay.
With a force buy setup here to run number 2. The problem is, Seven is watching this hookah play with a Guardian, and the follow-up from the Bulldog makes these trades very quick for TSM, and now also through the teleporter, just too slow to turn for this.
Farbsa.
But Farbsa,
Yeah, that was on nice last game.
we'll see a bit of an
And now he's on Cypher killing
so
everyone.
far in the round. Now it's
Ace.
down to a 1v1, and wow! Seven
Oh my
absolutely
god.
blows Farbsa straight out of hookah. Proto still holding on to his utility. He knows that this barrier mesh is going to block
didn't
off
say.
everything except for this little route by Sim. He's trying to find timing. Overing on the corner. Just a
Almost got
snap,
up.
But Darkest able to find the trade, allows a chance to plan here. Mosh is through, but Darkest still sticks, and the spike will go down 4v4.
SaD are trying to retreat play around this pit that does just cover the spike. Skarn might be taking that first duel, trying to push up close.
Well, the wingman gets denied. Darkest still holding inside the Viper's pit. Seven sees that one quickly. Also on the corner. Oh, come on, should have been dead to rights, but Skarn whips on it. So now Darkest will see the Viper's pit fall, cannot reestablish the integrity. Dipto on the corner as the toxic screen will perish, leaves Gramond by himself, and he gets caught. And this is definitely one of those rounds that can swing the tide of how the map has gone to this point. Very much out. Bold challenge for Proto, but it works out. Farbsa drops that as now Shower is essentially controlled for TSM. They won't know it though with this barrier mesh and sensor place at the front doors. Oh, and interesting. Sim just kind of overstays a welcome through mid. Here's the flash once again to Gomon. He's able to go 1-for-1, but that's enough for SaD Esports to get control of hookah and likely also the B site.
Kind of funny that 2 times now, Gimon has had to go up against that same hookah take play with the Skybird to the left that doesn't pop and then gets double swung. This time at least does get his. Seven has the thrash for the retake. Here it comes. Shouldn't be able to ping anyone out, actually get a stun, but will re-clear.
Oh, but over towards the octagon. I was about to say trouble here.
Right here.
For Darkest, but backs up to safety. Coburg watching the angle. Follow-up is good. Nice little double swing coming through. Little bait and switch, if you will, actually, as Seven now left with him and the wingman. Stuck kind of between hookah and the backside of Garden, and the extra tag, maybe a chance to try to isolate, but Darkest, the quick swing comes through. It's
What?
critical round again here, automatically, but ooh, careful, showstopper thrown out early, blast back into the corner.
7, man. Good shot, bro.
Shuts it down before the trigger can be pulled, and now TSM want to try to use the Trailblazer to isolate on the dip, and that will work out all.
See how showstopper
Tried to play with a little bit of tempo, not going to work out, and now they walk right into
That's
the
around,
lead
that's
of the
around.
Sim with the operator in hand.
5v2.
And a 5v2 starts to accrue early.
Oh.
Farbsa able to find
Farbsa
one.
looking good.
Ooh, maybe a Proto
One
for
enemy
the isolation
remaining.
onto another, but no, too good from the position, and that will leave Coburg in a 1v4.
I love TSM capitalizing off that kill that they got onto Skarn by just
April,
getting
man.
another onto Dip.
Timeout.
And keep in mind, if this starts to get mixy, Sim can pull a shot.
Oh, he's going forward, bro.
Stopper, but oh,
That is crazy.
only get one. I was about to say that could have been
That could have worked, though. That could have worked.
there. But instead, it falls on the rest of the TSM defense, who have the help of some of the setup here from Proto. And yeah, the stim beacon also placed inside the Viper's pit will essentially
No money
cancel
for
it
SaD.
completely. Rotate back over though. We'll see
30
U-Haul's
seconds
control
left.
for Farbsa plus a chance for Dip to plant. So this round's not done yet, although it is still looking pretty decent for TSM.
They have a little bit to play with, some cages for Farbsa.
Spike
Might be able to
planted.
put up a deep cam or something, but now he's ready to stand out in
Did
the
they use the
open
Thresh here?
and play this
Yeah,
weird
nice,
off
nice.
angle.
Respecting.
This thrash is going to ruin him though. Oh, able to break it
Oh,
just in
Dip.
time. Dip picks up the angle.
Dizzy
Winnable?
pushes off the play though. That will allow a chance for TSM to work their way back in. Do they know how close Gramond is? That's the real question now all of a sudden. Wingman spent to clear out U-Hauls. It's still
enemy
responsible for the
remaining.
front. And hold on a second. Farbsa is able to catch out one, but inside the cyber cage, this is about does he
7,
just
man. He's
find the
looking
headshot?
good today.
And the problem is, you don't think that's going to happen around like this. As Sim is going to do something a little bit weird here. Pulls out the Outlaw to try to get things started. Paint shell to, again, just reaffirm there's some space here. But Gramond gets caught and
Okay.
flash over the top. Allows Seven to at least trade things back. And yeah, against the light purchase, this has been maybe a little bit too easy for the outlaw of Sim, and that's a
Somehow it's a 1v2, man.
That gives us a fighting chance, though.
Cage triggered.
1v2, a chance to get a weapon, plus the spike and the neural theft, so he's going to have a chance to make a decision here.
Somehow still every single round going down to the wire. 1v2, absolutely winnable. Herbs almost did it on the last round. His odds are a little bit better here.
Yeah.
He can just avoid that Trailblazer. Won't be able to. They've got the info, but catches a timing across back. Perfect grab net.
Remaining.
Whoa!
Man, that got close, bro. That got way too close.
But here's something different. You do get the Thrash earned and ready to go. Proto just trying to delay as long as humanly possible. But ooh, quick route from Skarn. Actually opens up the A site completely. So now all of a sudden you're looking at this Thrash as your only real retake tool. And SaD Esports, surely they don't lose U-Haul again for free.
Nah, doesn't seem likely this time. If they do, it'll be at the cost of a Thrash, right? Great time nade from Skarn and a great shot as well. Burns into Showstopper. Oh
Nice.
my god, and a kill.
Massive collateral damage, plus also the extra reveal off the neural theft. And ooh, Seven is fighting back here a second. Deals with the Seekers coming out from dip. How do you break through the rest of this post plant, though? That's the last smoke coming down for Galan. He still has a molly to play with, and, well, the wingman gets to work trying to do his job the best he can, but Ferbsa shuts down all three. And maybe we only really look at what they did versus Blind, which was more offensively favored. So it doesn't really feel like they got what they came for here in terms of SaD's opening efficiency. Decent battle on the backside as, oh, Skarn is going to get two in combination with the grab.
I almost got a third.
Unreal stuff. Kind of locks everyone.
A lot of damage did, though.
Everyone kind of stuck behind that choke point, and that's going to get us to a 3v3.
Looked like he was about to get a third
SaD
grenade as well.
needs this
They're
pistol,
gonna be
bro.
happy that Poise bought his heal on this round. That is some serious value to garner from it. Proto and GMD were so weak. And now they've cut noise. They want to go back towards the B site. Poise does have a bit of utility to work with, but it looks like they may just want to clear contact. This, they run into Coburg and win out that dual long range.
Not sure about this position, bro. Not gonna lie.
With the ghost.
And now you can just all hit the teleporter. Only saving grace here for the side of SaD Esports is Ferbsa does have some utility to play off of. The one way is going to be there, hoping and praying that the
30
ghost will
seconds
connect
left.
with the spam shots, but he will be smoked out. Good reveal coming through, plus the trap wire also connects. It's going to allow Darkus to step up.
1v1.
Chance here.
Remaining.
With the
Hey,
reveal
Proto.
still coming on to Proto. He hasn't taken care of the initial tag.
Hey, Proto, man. That's my boy, dude.
That way.
They force again, my
I mean,
friend.
again, it's just the deadlock comps are really starting to get locked in across the board.
This is the round.
Paint shells through, but Seven.
This is GG.
I mean, how do you stop that? Hello? Just
Right?
double outlaw tag.
Unless they lose this 5v3, man.
Now
It could
all of a
happen.
sudden you get close to having Thrash. Ooh, Darkus clean. Also, good read that there are more nearby.
Nah, it's
Coburg is
impossible.
not there.
Ferbsa, you're good,
And
but
that's enough for TSM to get onto site and get this one.
1v4 with the Sheriff? Not with this skin, bro.
Planted.
Herbs are just on the
Maybe
slow
fuzz the
walk
you.
up, but more than likely destined for the grave, and that's
Thank
where
you
we go
for-
third already. We'll spot those out, be able to dodge
bro.
around them, break them.
Yeah, boss, I got him, man.
It's decent. Little shutdown off the wingman plant. Makes this a little bit more flavored for TSM, but the Thrash gets body blocked
Okay,
right
to
into
return.
the face of one. Leaves now the rest of this defense very split. Ferbs up. Yeah, he's been able to find some self-elimination, but
Coburg's on the
snuck
flank.
over towards Showers and Sim. Feeling the presence. Almost
30
goes
seconds
for the
left.
1v1. Pushed off it for a moment. Now it's just down to where is Coburg.
He doesn't know, he doesn't know.
Inside the sky smoke. As soon as that fades, he may have a chance to actually surprise some of these players here. Over towards Long. He gets the first.
She's still gunning.
Once again, the wingman not able to find the plant. The Thrash
Oh my.
doesn't connect either. The Molly
10
is really
seconds.
well placed.
10 seconds.
Hold on a second. SaD
One
Esports,
enemy
they have the
remaining.
benefit of the clock in
Last
front of
player
them.
standing.
The Molly works out for the kill, but Seven's around the corner. First of the timing of the peak is
Oh
good, and
my
SaD Esports will
God.
pull off the blacklight thrifty.
Timeout.
But this execute over towards A, not going to be tested immediately. Kind of surprising to think about that in terms. Trailblazer, Dizzy. Oh, goodness. Ferbsa gets absolutely melted. I mean, completely stacked up on utility beyond recognition. And now, all of a sudden, you've got Sim gatekeeping through the defensive spot. I mean, are you kidding? We've got pistols out to play. and we're just not shailing anything. And all of a sudden,
What just
TSM wrecked
happened?
the floor.
What?
What was that round?
Man, this was crazy, bro. 11-6. I wanna see sunset, man. I wanna see chaos. Who remember chaos? Who used to play for TSM back in the old days of League of Legends?
Now you're back to a limited purchase.
Man,
you have to pretty much force your way through the rest of this map.
Away.
And ooh, Trailblazer through the teleporter does get some decent information, but Ferbsa, he tried to win the angle, does get punished. Darkest at least able to provide one trade, so we'll stay 4v4, but SaD Esports are not able to contest against this spike thing.
They will have some fantastical for getting back in. Oh, that is a gorgeous combo from TSM.
Fire roasted. And now all of a sudden Koberg on the flank.
Man, what a good day for 7.
TSM on 12.
5v2 is kind of result.
Unless Skarn can catch one here on the corner. It's not the neatest thing you've ever seen, but he does find one. The problem is Dip cannot join him in the pursuit. So,
yeah, that is no chance. Mappy point for TSM. Oot.
Comes that thrash, perfect flash. I'll just Skarn the nade as well. Instantly.
Come on, bro.
That's a crazy exchange of utility, and Poise comes out on top.
I think he actually kind of lines up too, if I'm being honest. Both those X's are in a straight line with one another.
I wonder what pros are using the strat resolution and what pros are using the keyboard
difficult to manage. 4v3.
new hacking, man.
You've
On
got
Wood,
a Bulldog, a Stinger,
Wooting and Razor.
SaD Esports are gonna
That's crazy, man. That's the next level kind of shot.
Maybe a chance here, especially with the spam through the boxes, but no, Poise
Ace?
looking for the ace.
Let him get that ace.
Pistol out. What?
Yo, I would slap the guy in the face right now. I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm not gonna lie.
That's messed up.
He's not in the same room, man. You got lucky, bro.
Morale.
Kicking him.
What was the point of even winning that map if you're gonna close it out like that?
Just kind of thinking back, watching SaD play this map, their post plans had been miserable on this map when they had played against teams like Noxious and Esports in the past. So that will have to be better just overall. Opening first shots, good for TSM defense, holding strong on this B main play. Koberg's the only one to find a kill, and it's off to the races early here for TSM.
Only Ferbsa left once again on the Cypher.
Completely isolated on his entry, dealt with.
Good was must be so happy playing Isaac, bro. Then they put the hit on
flooding in through
Cypher. That's sad, bro.
Ferbsa is lonesome. I feel like this is something we've seen a whole lot over on Bind. Was in a lot of clutch situations.
Like you give
made them really close.
sub on wings and then you cut it.
To heat up, but a 1v4 straight off the bat. TSM playing this discipline.
Tragic.
30 seconds
They're not
left.
giving him an inch.
No. Little shoulders from either Sim or 7, and then this double swing should be through. And come on, a couple of straight shots just to see if he can connect on anything. And ooh, Dip actually will connect. Pushes him off. That's enough for a plant to come through and a kill on the exits. This is working out pretty nicely overall for SaD. A little bit of deep scaling with a double hit, but Guamond head on a swivel through mid at market. Will take down a couple, and now the rest of TSM are here.
Crucial kill from him. Things were getting sloppy. A Proto just trying to fight back sight before other players are really there in the action. Goes down. This is still doable. For SaD, though, it's going to be tough.
GMD.
GMD hitting shots like that.
He's low. 1 for 1.
Poised into a tricky spot.
Oh, they got a defuse. They got a
The
defuse.
problem is it doesn't stop Guamond from defusing.
Explosive hit here, potentially.
Yeah, fault line also.
Went away from it. Got the showstopper.
Out, and that's enough to completely catch Guamond off guard. Sim thinking about a potential quick round. He gets exposed.
That's sad, bro.
There's just no way you deal with the tempo that SaD are able to pull at this round, and it will lead to a 5v3 post plant where you can already see TSM.
Yeah, they're gonna save. They're gonna
Good
save.
round, go next.
Right here.
Well, double blast pack play. Would be aggressive as SaD Esports. Fast lane placed, and Sim just uses that to isolate. Now in and out of the site he goes. Oh my goodness! What game are we playing? Slide canceled like it's Call of Duty. Dip able to find 3 though. Keeps the play alive. He would have to find the full ace and the 1v2. Knows he's got Guamond in the corner. But it's a crossfire.
I was going to get this one.
Doesn't even take care of the first part of the problem. Nearly free intel gathering. And whoa, interesting. Darkest just tries to raw peeker on the backside at A alley. That won't work out. Thrash being held down to delay things as the spike is down right in front of this defensive setup. And honestly, the paint shells don't deter this much at all. So now you're looking to see if Skarn can continue to pull focus and see if these two members through mid can wrap around the backside of this play. But TSM are fully stacked up, ready to receive the play.
Yeah, that's 2 rounds in a row now. Oh, teleport to gather the spike. Smart from Coburg, able to get that down.
Skarn is just going to hold the dark cover. Flash out for Poise. Does not affect him, but it doesn't make a difference. Double swing is good, but not good.
Coburg.
Coburg. Follow-up decent.
Ferbsa, 1v2.
He's been here before. 1v2 situation.
A lot of times.
Confirms intel on the first. Backs off. Now it's just down to where is the second. This is a bit of a window, and once GMD finds the angle, he will not lose the battle. Without the effort of Sim, SaD Esports have really done a nice job at kind of controlling how the 5v5 is going. It's just the fact that they don't have a response for Sim. Eventually, you overbear him with flashes, and 7, operator out, is going to be completely forced to just play a 1-for-1, which is not terrible, especially with Poise covering the exit through elbow. So now to a 3v3, Poise, both hands up, Rolling Thunder potentially to be used.
At this point, I'd really like to see TSM stop trying to fight for elbow and fight the opposite side of the site, but control more towards Link. But Poise is going straight in with this Rolling Thunder. Wow, lovely.
Coburg, 1v2.
And this is Coburg remaining. How does he trade that?
This is the man you want in a clutch situation, bro.
Just hits the teleport to an unexpected
With the best
angle
agent
back
for
elbow.
clutch.
So he at least carries the spike with him.
Can he get the
And
orb?
imagine a world where he finds a kill
30
and then hits
seconds
from the
left.
shadows again. He may find timing here, Dak.
That is crazy. He really might.
He's going B, he's going B.
He's going to get
Catch
the
orb
orb and
teleport to
leave.
B.
That
Goodbye,
is
guys, goodbye.
Crazy. I was watching him like,
Choose smokes.
will he do it? Does he have the balls to stick the orb right now? No way he plays in
Had
this.
1, maybe 2.
I mean, this is as risky as it gets. Oh, he sees one through the outside.
Spray, bro. Didn't die. No bullets, dude.
The muzzle flashes.
Yeah, that was close, but
Essentially giving us
GMD
a blindfolded 1v1.
he's playing Omen too, bro. He's a clutch
Somehow
player.
LeBron is just able to find the connection.
Timeout.
Maybe they'll be able to right those wrongs here.
Well, they're going to double stack the angle this time. And, well, that'll work. Okay. That's one way of dealing with it. You also had the relay bolt to make sure there was no flood through that front elbow position. Now the thrash follows out. Hunter's Fury out. It connects once. Doesn't get the follow-up.
Okay, good
No, but
totes.
instead, it tags onto Sim. So both 7 and Sim
No
are hit down
money
below
for
HP,
TSM,
but
and if they
all in
lose
all,
this round,
TSM
they're gonna
hold
be
on to the
broke.
A control that they wanted.
They're trying to refight this, so they're walking right into SaD. It's the
was
firing
nice.
range.
That was
GMD
nice.
and Sim, the 2 players who've done everything for TSM on this map, continuing that narrative. Claiming all 3 kills. And we're back to the Ferbsa is alone in a clutch narrative, too.
Yeah, I think the other part about that was
6 to 5.
And you have GMD switching up the position. Up top in market. Might be able to catch one over the smoke, and there's that fall line you mentioned. Good delay, aftershock as well.
just gets GMD back in the picture with health nearby. Hasn't spent the paranoia yet. Not sure if there's a commitment here. Whoa, the timing was awkward, but Coburg misses the window. So now it's just down to 3, and this is going to have to be a Rolling Thunder hit
30 seconds left.
to stop any possible retake at A. Can Ferbsa line up a couple? Sure.
Ooh, Ferbsa.
3. Now the
Nice,
neural
man.
depth is out, plus the exit. And oh my goodness,
That's all
Ferbsa
okay.
may have just saved the round because you're going to get
Darkest
a
Rolling
plant plus the
Thunder.
opportunity for the Rolling Thunder to create more space.
That's just about Darkest getting into a good position with that, being able to connect onto both Poised and a Proto.
Man, good luck this
He's
time.
got the ability to use the aftershock to delay the diffuse for a little while as well. I mean, there's tools here. So Darkest tucks himself behind a corner at elbow. There's the Rolling Thunder. Proto gets booped. Dip. Whoa. I was about to
Head to
say
darts,
he's got
bro.
an angle at this, but does not expect Poise to be as close as he was. So now it's just down to Darkest. Catches the first for free. The shot's not clean onto the second. A Proto gets it to halfway. Takes the angle away. Aftershock creates some time. A Proto steps on. He's trying to
Okay, they
hold
got
it,
him.
but Darkest saves
They
the
tried to
round.
lose it, not gonna lie.
Zippo clutch at a 6-6 half. The other part about this is Ferbsa is playing way away from his setup here. So he's looking to operate the cam through mid. He does maybe get a look at a Proto with that for a moment. It seems to be that way. Dip was looking for maybe some contact, but doesn't find it. And that's now TSM in a 5v4 post plan.
They should be able to win this out from here, just playing back in main. You know, they've got a few ghosts. Sim is really on a solo mission. It looks like Seven wants to help him. Push up into sight. Sim gets it first. Lovely shot with the ghost.
That's so aggressive, man. I love it.
Claims the
It works,
second
man.
onto
When it
first.
doesn't... Oh, see, what a bad play, bro. I'm stunned.
Well, Skarn, do what you can.
7-6.
Looks like they want to slow things down. Just waiting for the smokes to come down from GMD. The wingman to run into the site and get the spike down as well. This is such an odd
Skarn is
post-play
run
situation.
away
TSM's
from the
position- They're
showstopper.
all posted up in mid, playing so heavily from market. Great timing for Poise.
This is the thing, is there's not a lot of utility left, and Cobra is just going to hold this.
2 more on the market.
Okay.
Okay.
I am
I thought it feels,
a
bro.
little bit lost.
On this cross, orb will be heard after shock. Uh-oh, have to call something out, and surely there's no way. Yeah, that Ferbsa gets through this. Oh, whoa, help is on the way. And that was immaculately played. Ferbsa still drops, but it gives Dip a chance to still fight this back. Coburg as well, but
Give it to
TSM eventually get
showstopper.
into the key positions they need
First
to
kind.
at least allow a potential plant to come out after shock. Just a little bit off to the left. Doesn't connect, so now it's down to the showstopper. Quickly hit. GMD steps into it, trying to catch it off guard. Not going to work out. Down to the 1v1. Poised. Skarn. Advantage to Skarn as he finds
Skarn,
the timing.
yo,
on
this
the
is a huge
cross
clutch,
angle
bro.
Through the backside at pillar. He's going to get himself tucked into a corner at mid. If SaD decide to try to retake this spot, they may not expect this, but the focus for the meantime does go back over towards B, and Wingman will get a plant off.
Seven with a great first kill. Sim might catch Skarn top mid.
Ah.
What? But actually gets caught himself. Chaos on the flanks of the map. The extremities of Proto trying to make something happen in market,
Man,
but Ferbsa wins the duel
Not
as well.
looking good for TSM. Not gonna lie, not looking good. TSM fast.
TSM.
Pray. It's time for
You would've
pray.
thought that as soon as the retake hit comes through, Sim was going to be good for at least one, just playing in that position. Now instead, you have to hold this from
Keep
the
praying, man.
front.
Keep praying.
Way. Poise gets a lineup. GMD from the other side takes care of another. So now it's just down the dip. Time becoming an issue for the 1v2. Goes quickly, finds the first. Now it's just down to does he get the snap up in time to find the second.
GMD.
Shot at it.
Oh my
It was just a little
god.
too low. GMD saves the round and we stay tied.
Timeout.
Ooh. That defensive recon dart got to where it was meant to go. And all of a sudden, the defense over A is in trouble, but Skarn, once again, just catches Sin before the flash can get there to assist him. So he just beats his own timing. And that's the mistake now. Being punished. Almost makes one in return, though. Boombot, paint shells, just to hopefully hold on to some ground while the rest of the defense starts to move. Rolling Thunder are going to be spent just to recreate the space. Dip unfortunately takes care of his teammate, but also finds GMD. So numbers advantage still rests with SaD.
All good. He found one. If he didn't get one though, oh no. that would have been a goddamn disaster. I mean, with everything on the line, we are in the silly zone.
I must
A reminder that one of the teams, whoever loses this, going
We'll
home.
say
Their chance
goodbye,
of making
bro.
Ascension,
That's
done.
crazy, man.
Out of the lower bracket. Things are slowing down for TSM. Poise trying to exploit this hole in mid and does. Great
30
shot onto
seconds left.
Ferbsa.
Just also
Boys.
expected and poised.
Yo,
Turned
okay,
it
they're
into a
trying their
double.
advantage,
No,
man.
wait,
Again,
it's
one by one, no
What are we
trades.
doing?
What do you guys play, bro? This is Valorant. You need to trade kills, man. 11-9.
Timeout.
If Skarn gets caught here, he's only got one blast pack to get out. Does Sim wait for the timing? This time it's Proto who finds the first contact, and now SaD are in trouble.
They are sad now, bro. They'll be sad for a long time. The game was in their hand. In their hand, man.
IGL, an experienced one at that, has been competing in NA Valorant for a long time, all the way
30
back to
seconds
2020 with Dignitas. Finds that crucial kill.
For
Trade out onto
V2,
Darkest.
no
Trying
money
to
for
take
SaD
things
Esports.
patiently, trying to not make any little mistakes to allow SaD back into this round.
Maybe TSM will throw it too, man.
That's
You know?
something. It's not much, but it's something. 2v3. Sim could still just use the
There's
high gear to
no
throw
reason
aggressive
for Jim to
shoulders
take
if he
that
wants
fight
to.
there. No reason.
Just comes down to if that is needed whatsoever. One-way smoke is out. Sim still just sitting, waiting. He's going to have both SaD members right in front of him at the time. There's the push for, but Coburn gets the kill. Mosh out to delay the potential defuse. Ferbs has got to push this with the Guardian. First shot, I think a body tag. Now it's just down to Coburn. He's trying to hold this to get to halfway. 7 just dances in. That's enough to pull him off the defuse. And TSM will get to series point with SaD Esports on a pretty miserable bye coming up.
What might be their final round in the Challengers playoffs?
GG.
Oh, and we're just
Or
get through a fault line, and it nearly works. Oh my goodness, Skarn was chipping earlobes off of GMD there for a moment. But now instead, the defense is going to be stretched a little bit thinner. The only bit of good news here is the fact that they have avoided most of this Rolling Thunder, and Coburn
Okay, that's
almost
Richard.
to safety, but instead gets found out. Darkest also drops in towards Market. And, well, you get information that Ferbs is nowhere near this play. So you take your current 3v1, you set up your post plant, and TSM have the world in the palm of their hands here to try to move on to the next round.
Just going to play it in the safest way possible, the most consistent way to win this situation. Man advantage, play from main, just fight on spike tap.
Well, the recon dart will at least get information onto one. It's Proto. He also gets revealed. Ferbs has got the challenges, but how do you, when the cross is being watched? Well, maybe just get an opportunity to do this. What?
Ferbs, what a boss, man. The Aspas is never easy for TSM, man.
A little further up into it. So again,
Tell me in the comments if you are an OG TSM fan.
Surely Dip has to just hold this ground.
I don't think you are, man. I don't think you are. I think they're all dead, bro.
Back on in.
Like
Skarn also
dinosaurs.
retreats into Market.
Oh, great trade from Skarn. Wow, instant showstopper.
Nah, must be. We must have some TSM fans to support in this team, bro. No?
Oh, he's just
No
running in and dies.
The softball toss! Oh my goodness, the paint shells find so much damage!
Down mid.
Ferbs that turns that into a double!
GMD. If there is one man
To collect the spike,
who can do it,
paranoia out.
it's him, man. The IGL, the leader for
does clear
TSM.
off that mid angle. And maybe a chance with this separation to give himself a chance at the 1v2. But both players holding hands here for SaD. We're gonna get a post plant.
Planted shadows traveling.
Smoke for Market. GMD will just slip inside of that, hoping that someone might be walking through there, can get a free kill. Won't be offered that opportunity. Finds the timing onto Ferbs. Oh my god, Dip wasn't able to trade it.
He was around the backside of the pillar. Then they're trying to clear the backside of the site together. But instead now, Dip is going to hold it, not just for halfway.
GMD did. GG.
Elimination of
It's
SaD.
him, man.
Beat
It's
the
him.
result. But wow. I mean, we're talking pull out your hair moments a couple of different times, but it doesn't take away from the entertainment value. Dicey moments here and there, but TSM survive, and I use that word selectively.